How do you see the future trends in terms of digital marketing that you've seen here or that you've seen all over the world, because you're traveling a lot, and it's quite interesting to see what you're thinking about that?
I think this whole notion 10 years on to start talking about online advertising is a complete misnomer. I mean, you walk down the street these days and you see billboards that are digital. It's a pre-roll, it's a flash ad on the middle of a billboard. You know, it's the televisions have radically changed. You know, they don't just have, you know, a little analog antenna anymore to pick up 4 channels. We're working with satellite, we're working with cable, it's coming to the internet. Even Blu-ray now has Blu-ray Live with an internet connection to pull down live streams. So to sit there and talk about media and being online and being on a PC and seeing a banner out on a PC is so long gone. I mean, mobile phones are no longer phones. They stopped being phones when I started texting my mother. You know, no longer, it's about email, BlackBerry, it's about communication. Now it's about Facebook and Twitter. You know, Facebook, there's as many people Facebook using a mobile as they do using a PC. You go to somewhere like Japan, and 100% of the internet access is coming through a mobile phone. And just like we've seen here, people going from desktop PCs to laptop PCs, we're going to see them move over to a whole range of tablet devices, like some Amazon Kindle, like some Sony e-book reader, or the new Apple tablet that's being proposed, some kind of print device. And just the way you try and find any way of getting sort of digital camera film now, you can't, because no matter how young or old you are, you're forced to use a digital camera. By 2015, you're going to be hard pushed trying to find anywhere that sells a DVD or a CD in a shop anywhere in the world. These things are going, and they're going to be gone forever, because media is becoming digital. It's more cost effective, it's environmentally friendly, and the demands for real-time consumer content is happening and changing. And so what we're seeing is a radical change right now in what we consider to be media. All media is becoming digital. By 2012, people are assuming that about 10% of all billboards are digital. Well, that's your traditional advertising model, isn't it? And who's going to be responsible for those? So I think when we start thinking about even the very near future, you know, how media, all devices, screens are going to have a digital. I mean, even these little things we're seeing everywhere. Last year, this was big in Japan. Every single mobile phone is pulling these up. Now even I've got a little tag on myself. You know, I go to my iPhone, even coming over here, that's what Lufthansa sent me, and that's how I literally walk through the security guards, by flashing my phone. This isn't some kind of science fiction James Bond film from Japan. This is here, today, live, you know, in Germany. And it's the same everywhere else around. And you see things like the Minority Report, where billboards start talking to you, and you think, oh yeah, that's some crazy future where they're going to scan my eye. No, they're not. They're going to know I'm in front of the billboard because I've got a compass and a GPS on my mobile phone. Or even more so, as these devices start coming around everywhere, we're starting to see in your passports these little RFID chips. And these are radio frequency. They're being picked up from a very long way away. In some cases, on the active chips, half a mile. You know, just shy of a kilometre away. So the idea of knowing if someone's in the room, and being able to change television advertising on the fly, or billboards talking to you as you walk past them, because these are going to be on every product, they're going to be on every device. We're seeing the future actually happening now. It's going to open up a privacy nightmare, and I think that's the beauty of all this. As technology moves on, it starts opening up other questions and saying this is amazingly positive and exciting, as microwaves know what food you're putting in them because they're connected to the internet, and the bin knows what's been put in the bin, as the work surface knows what products are on there and tells you recipes because the internet is working with your kitchen in a rural home. These are things that are happening in Korea right now because they don't have the privacy issues. But you take this to America, where there's huge privacy concerns. Everyone's saying, let's get rid of the technology, let's scrap it all out because it's going to open up my Orwellian nightmare. Yeah, there's shredders, home shredders have gone up through the roof in the last year. Everyone's concerned about privacy and shred everything and must, you know, identity theft and all the rest of it. It's alarming how many people are moving over to putting all their content on Facebook and Twitter and TripIt and whatever else, what they're thinking, who they are, where they are. So I think there's kind of a balancing act in terms of what's happening, and I think the privacy issue, as more and more devices start being linked to the internet of things, And as advertising works around you as an individual, works around these devices, it's going to be an interesting debate as to how we work through the moral challenges and what is privacy in this new ubiquitous computer and media world.